I want to thank the IAFF, General President Harold Schaitberger, and everyone here for the invitation to speak and for the very, very warm welcome. I'm truly honored and very humbled by the opportunity to address you today. I have immense respect for the dedication of the IAFF and for the individual firefighters, paramedics, and dispatchers that work hard every day to ensure the safety of so many. I've been a doctor for over 15 years, and like you, I've dedicated my professional career to helping others. I don't run into fires, I'm not exposed to the elements, but I try to save a few lives by advancing the understanding of mental illness, working to combat stigma, and trying to bring comfort to those who suffer. Like yours, my job is much more than a career, it's a calling. In fact, doctors and first responders actually have a lot in common. We both work long hours, sleep little, and eat badly. We all have immense responsibility for the welfare of others. We all must follow rules, protocols, ethical mandates, and we're all often mired in bureaucracy. Both firefighters and doctors always think we're right. Our families must sacrifice a lot to be close to us. We bear witness to the suffering of strangers and are exposed to pain, death, crises, chaos on any given day. Doctors and first responders set the bar too high, expect perfection of ourselves and others, and we don't suffer fools easily. Most doctors and firefighters are stubborn, arrogant, and controlling. We're scared to death to make a mistake, because oftentimes mistakes can lead to death. Most importantly, firefighters and doctors never seek and have a lot of difficulty accepting help, and this can lead to some very dire consequences. Let me ask you all a really important question. How many people here personally know somebody who has committed suicide? Can you raise your hands? Take a look around. Keep your hands up if the person you knew who committed suicide was a firefighter or EMS, first responder. Thank you. Statistics show that in any given year, a department is 3 to 4 times more likely to experience a suicide of a member than a line of duty death. Studies also show that nearly half of you in this room have seriously considered suicide at one time. No one deserves to feel that way. And if you feel that way, you are not crazy. You are not a lost cause. And you are clearly not alone. If you are suffering, the only thing that this suggests is that you are, God forbid, human. You came into this world human. You will leave this earth human. And despite your muscles, mustaches, and uniforms, you are human even today. Each of you has seen intolerable suffering, has heard unimaginable screams of pain and grief, and has witnessed situations that no one should have to endure. And you face these things again and again and again. Wanting to escape your pain and the memories of such trauma is perfectly rational. Thinking that you need to die or numb yourselves with drugs and alcohol is not. I'm here today to assure you that there are options to bring you back the internal peace and contentment with your life that you all deserve. You may not know where to start or who to talk to, but the IAFF is aiming to change that. There are peer groups forming all over the continent. New recruits to the fire service are being trained better to recognize and to respond to the signs of distress in themselves and in their brothers and sisters. Websites like FireStrong that are developed for and by firefighters have resources for those of you who are curious or those of you who need help. And of course, the IAFF Center of Excellence is a treatment facility where only IAFF members can seek the treatment and the serenity that they need to heal. As you heard in the introduction, I'm the medical director at the IAFF Center of Excellence. We are a 64-bed, 15-acre facility outside of Washington, D.C., and it welcomes IAF members who want to defeat their depression, process their PTSD, and address their addiction. Imagine going to a place that's safe enough for you to finally be completely honest about your alcohol and drug use, about your sexual addiction, your obsessive thoughts, your compulsive behaviors, your childhood, your marital indiscretions, your regrets about the past, your fears about the future, and even those very dark thoughts about wanting to end it all. Because we treat only firefighters, EMS, and dispatchers from the IAFF, you're not likely to feel misunderstood or alone. You'll be working with staff that's specifically trained to manage not only your mental health, but your insomnia, your chronic pain, and other issues specific to IAFF members. Our staff is also very prepared to handle and even appreciate your cantankerous, highly critical, quick to anger attitudes without taking any of it very personally. Most importantly, the goal of recovery at the center of the IAFF is not merely to overcome the past, but to develop and nurture resilience, to face the future, to return to your careers and your lives with the ability to control and manage your emotions and interactions much more successfully. We have a beautiful center with a state-of-the-art gym, fabulous food, incredible peer support, a skilled medical team, and therapists that can help anyone who wants to change. But being at the center and accepting help is not easy. Patients often feel very guilty about being at the center for the messes that they're in and the pain that their addiction and lifestyles have caused others. They're afraid to disappoint their communities, their friends, their coworkers, their spouses, or their children by being at the center instead of being at work or at home. I want to remind you and them of the instructions on an airplane. The flight attendants on every flight instruct all passengers traveling with others that if the air pressure changes and the air oxygen masks drop down, that you are to put on your oxygen mask before you put the oxygen mask on others who need help. Why? Because no one can effectively help others unless they're taking care of themselves first. Our patients leave their families, put their jobs on hold, perhaps sweat through detox, and spend hours a day coming to terms with emotions that they have, in the name of self-preservation, ignored or suppressed for a very long time. And I know all of you hate the word hero in reference to what you do in your career, but in my opinion, the firefighters that we treat at the center are truly, truly courageous, not for what they do for others, but what they're willing to do or to sacrifice for themselves, and the fact that they give up their cell phone for 30 days. To anyone out there who might be a former IAFF Center of Excellence patient, thank you. Thank you for your bravery. Thank you for trusting us, for inviting us into your world, for telling us your story, for accepting our advice, for working hard and sacrificing so much of yourself. Thank you for allowing us to be part of your journey to recovery. I'm really amazingly proud of you. And to everyone else listening to me today, I'd like to quote David Dangerfield, the Fire Rescue Battalion Chief for Indian River County, Florida. His words epitomize the mission of the IAFF Center of Excellence. Chief Dangerfield posted on Facebook, quote, "PTSD for firefighters is real. If your loved one is experiencing signs, get them help quickly. 27 years of death and babies dying in your hands is a memory that you will never get rid of," end quote. An hour after writing that post, and after 27 years of service and silence, Chief Dangerfield took his own life. Chief Dangerfield obviously knew that there was a problem. He simply may not have known where to turn when he was suffering. Now there's hope. The IAFF wants to help. I want to help. Please reach out to us if you or someone you care about needs treatment. You need to be courageous for your family, your peers, your community, and most importantly, for yourself. My only slide today contains my contact information and the way to reach the center if you need help. Thanks again so much for your time, for your attention and your courtesy. I understand that firefighters don't like psychiatrists very much, but you've all put up with me very kindly, and I appreciate that. Thank you, and have a great day.